welcome to Kidnap Girl. Do not be fooled by the soft ice cream truck music. This is not a game for children. This is a game where a 17-year-old boy decides that he would kidnap someone rather than live a normal birthday like everyone else. This is Kidnap Girl. The day I turned 17, I kidnapped a girl. Her name was Alice. Sociability was not the main feature of her character. In class, she was always quiet, especially with no one to talk to. A girl like her was not difficult to pull out for a date after school. In the process, she readily agreed to come home with me, where I gave her some juice laced with sleeping pills. Alice fell asleep in just a few minutes. It's my first kidnapping. Well, sir, to you I say good luck. Not a bad beginning. Everything went according to plan, although with the dosage, I went too far. I live with my uncle. So how the fuck does that work out? You're 17. You have access to sleeping pills. You live with your uncle. How the fuck do you kidnap someone? Explain the logic. I need to know. His house was too big for just the two of us, so some of the rooms were empty. My uncle said for a long time that he wanted to rent them out, but he didn't post any ads. So I used one of them as my torture chamber. Of course, he didn't know that. That still explains nothing. Edward was the name of my uncle. He really went into the empty room. The only key card to the room was settled in my pocket. Edward always came home late, so today I had plenty of time to have fun with my new toy. You're a fucking psycho, and I'm sorry to hear that you're alive. When I locked myself in a room with Alice, I felt a wave of heat sweep through my body. My hands were sweating as I began to crawl along the rope. So that wasn't my mistake. This is not English. This is not grammar. This is bullshit. My hands were sweating as I began to crawl along the rope. My gaze darted hungrily from the sharp blade to the white skin of the motionless body and back again. I licked my lips in anticipation. Simultaneously with the excitement, bad thoughts came to my head. I looked back at the closed door. Did I make a mistake? Did everything go well? I shook my head, shaking off my misgivings, and set about the task that I had long dreamed of. The only thing that mattered now is just the two of us, that we won't be disturbed for the next few hours. I was getting excited about what was coming. Putting my tools aside, I sat down next to Alice, putting my hand on her thin, fragile leg. I ran my hand up her thigh, touching the edge of her short skirt. I need to take off her clothes, otherwise it will only prevent me from enjoying the work done. Button by button, I slowly removed her shirt and froze in disbelief. I may have to actually... There were bruises and other signs of beating under her clothes. Children, turn your eyes, you see nothing here. I didn't hit her, so I couldn't have left those bruises. Then where did they come from? Is she being beaten at home? And after all, she was only beaten where the clothes could hide the bruises, to avoid being seen by strangers. It seemed that Alice was regularly bullied. In some places, there were fresh bruises filled with blood, and others disgusting blackened spots. The older ones were slowly dissolving. Can we please cover this up? Please. I can't even imagine how hard and painful it is to move in this state. But she came to school every day and even smiled in rare conversations with her classmates. Perhaps she decided to go with me so that she could return home as late as possible. These thoughts made the desire to hurt her disappear. Okay, so button her clothes up. But I didn't change my mind now. Okay, I'm done. The strange feeling in my heart was probably not pity, but disappointment. After all, psychos like me can't feel pity and can't empathize with others. When I kidnapped Alice, I wanted to enjoy her suffering, to see the first drop of blood on her smooth white skin. And now I can't get what I want. Her body is covered in injuries without my effort. It's like asking for a sweet birthday cake, but getting a stale, moldy cupcake. So, about cakes. Instead of getting a cake on your birthday and sitting there like a normal child and eating that cake, you decide to kidnap a girl. Okay. How can I fill Alice with pain or horror when she is already being bullied? Those are some crazy thoughts. Thank you for buttoning that up. After thinking about it, I decided to hide all the torture items that could indicate the real reason for my abduction. And when Alice wakes up, I'll send her home and find a better victim next time. Yeah, just try again next time. Oh, hello, room. What the fuck is this? Oh my god. Finally, Alice opened her eyes. Oh, I have options. This is beautiful. I have a room with a goddamn FBI security door from Area 51. I have a robot cat from. Oh, this is beautiful. Ask if she's alright. Keep silent. Um, I'm gonna ask if she's alright. I'm a concerning psychopath. As soon as she regained consciousness, I rubbed to her. I rubbed to her. Beautiful. I rushed to her, feigning concern. Oh, you're awake. Are you alright? Does it hurt anywhere? When we were sitting down, you suddenly fainted, and However, Alice was in no hurry to show excitement. Instead, she got up, looked around, closed her eyes for a second, and then looked directly at me. The jig is up!
Ты усыпил меня.
Of course it's in Japanese. Of course. I'm not creating a girl voice. You're just gonna have to read the words, everyone. I'm not creating a girl voice. I'm not. Oh, what are you talking about? I told you, you just passed out. So I've decided I will read her speech in my voice only.
Меня не раз усыпляли, так что мне знакомо.
I've been put to sleep more
Когда
than
я
once, so I
начинаю
know the feeling when I start to fall
засыпать,
asleep after a sleeping pill. Oh. Put to sleep? I was more taken aback by this news than when Alice said I drugged her.
Это...
It's... Never mind.
В любом случае,
Why did you put me to
зачем
sleep
ты
anyway?
усыпил меня?
Did you do
Ты
something to me?
что-то сделал со мной?
Alice touched herself between her legs without lifting her skirt. Ew, kinky. Hey, I didn't do anything wrong to you. She took her hand away.
Ты прав.
You're right.
Тогда зачем?
Then why? I told you.
Я знаю, что ты
I know you
усыпил
put me to
меня.
sleep. Stop dodging the
Перестань
question.
увиливать
Ooh,
от
bad
ответа.
bitch mode. Love to see it. I didn't know what to say. The awkwardness of the situation increased with every second. I didn't know what to do or what to say. It was necessary to change the subject urgently and try to take control of the situation. Where did you get the bruises?
Так ты меня раздевал?
So you undressed me.
Я поняла.
I get it.
Где фотографии?
Where are the photos? What photos?
Фотографии моего
The
тела.
photos of my body. No, I didn't undress you or take pictures of you, trust me.
Тогда почему ты усыпил
Then
меня?
why did you put me to sleep? Oh yeah, just ask all the beautiful hard questions. This is not true at all, and you still haven't answered my question.
Скажу только после того,
I
как
will only tell
услышу
you after I hear the
правду.
truth. I hesitated. Should I tell the truth? Something like, oh, I'm sorry, I just wanted to short you at home, but it's okay, I've already changed my mind, so you could go home. No, this is nonsense, and I'm not sure if it will work, but it's worth a try. Lowering his eyes and stammering, he pretended to be very confused. The only way to get out of this situation, which will go without suspicion, is to come up with a sufficiently touching story. As far as I know, girls are more emotional and romantic than boys. I like you. Okay. And for long I've had the desire to kidnap a loved one, so I decided on my birthday to make myself a gift. With loved honesty. Rubbing my hand, I continued to slay the floor without looking up. Are we talking about like a Birdman kind of rub or like a shy kind of rub? Because there's a big difference, Just saying.
Да кто в такое поверит?
Who would believe that?
Погоди, ты
Wait, you
любишь меня?
love me? I nodded uncertainly.
Я
Someone like me.
кому-то понравилась.
The recent weariness and anger disappeared smoothly. English, be gone. She smiled and her eyes lit up. It worked. Well, my lie worked. Although I must admit, I did not expect much success and was already preparing to reduce the kidnapping to a mocking joke. To laugh in her face, call her a naive fool for believing that such a handsome man like me can truly ask a mild-mannered girl like her out. Ah, yes. The confidence, we love to see it. He's clearly light-skinned. And then rudely take her to the door after dealing with several insulting phrases thrown at me. After this farewell, it is not that I could just go back and talk to her anytime soon. I must admit that Alice is not as simple as it seemed. I didn't manage to deceive her the first time, although I am an experienced liar. But how can she immediately believe that I loved her? While I was wondering at her naivety, she thought about something for a couple seconds in silence.
Получается, меня
It turns out I
почувствовал
was kidnapped by a
одноклассник,
classmate
который
who was also
ещё
crazy.
сумасшедший.
Her voice became more soft. I would even say melodious. Excuse my English, it does not work today.
А что ты хотел сделать дальше?
What did you want to do next? Well, I wanted to let you live with me, probably. This took a full 360 turn. Like, what the fuck? Alice laughed.
Наверное.
Probably.
А ты
You
не
didn't
всё
think it through,
продумал,
did you?
да?
There's nothing funny about it. I frowned slightly, which confused my former captive.
Прости.
I'm sorry.
Я просто всегда
I just
думала,
always
что
thought
ты
you were incredible.
невероятен.
You have excellent grades in all subjects. You get prizes. You're good at sports. I never thought a guy like you would like me.
А еще не думала, что
I
все-таки
did
ты
think you were a
немного
bit
глуп.
stupid after all. And this is said by the person who was kidnapped.
Обижаешь.
How dare you? We laughed. Oh, how cute. But it doesn't erase the fact that you're still kidnapped and you're still in his room. The tension had disappeared. Alice relaxed and began to behave more freely and at ease. At school, she usually doesn't attract attention. During recess, she rarely leaves the classroom, sitting at her desk with her head down or silently looking out the window. In general, an inconspicuous gray mouse. Okay. And now I even catch myself thinking that she has a very nice smile. School, hobbies, music. We moved smoothly from one topic to another, consciously not thinking about the kidnapping, and did not notice how time flew by. I'm more concerned about what this is still, you know. I don't care about the kidnapping. I just want to know why. What is it? The longer we talked, the more free Alice felt. She listened to me with genuine interest, sometimes even making various jokes in my direction and laughing sincerely. I listened to her stories, and sometimes I couldn't help but smile. I got the feeling that the Alice who goes to school with me and the Alice who is sitting next to me are two different people. I never thought Alice could be so social and happy. The next few hours passed quickly. We chatted about all sorts of nonsense. I was an idiot. That's true. It's late. I think it's time for you to go home. Your parents are probably already worried. My words made Alice suddenly sad. Her smile and the sparkle in her eyes were gone. It's like she's back in the ghost mask she always wore at school.
У меня нет родителей.
I don't have parents. Sorry. Then who do you live with?
С мачехой и...
With my stepmother
и
and
ухажером.
her boyfriend. She almost hissed the last words through her teeth. It was immediately clear to me that things were not going well at home. My guess was confirmed. The family does not favor her very much. Alice continued to sit next to me, not wanting to leave. I was silent and just looked at the time on my phone. Edward should be back soon, and if he sees Alice, I will have to explain. He is a good man and will be happy if I bring a girl home, but Alice is not my girlfriend. I just kidnapped her and tried to torture. Blind and hide in another room with a gag in her mouth is one thing, but to explain what Alice was doing and how we met, I didn't want to. Seeing my confusion, she stopped. Alice glanced at me briefly, then for a moment, pursed her lips, and with a sharp exhale, stood up.
Прости, ты ведь не
I'm
один
sorry, you
живешь,
don't live
а я
alone,
и так
and it's already
задержалась.
late. She went to the door with a noticeable reluctance. What is this future bullshit? It was raining outside. Before leaving, Alice turned around, saying the last words.
Знаешь, я
You know,
была бы не против,
I wouldn't
если
mind
бы
if
ты
you really
действительно
kidnapped me.
похитил
You're
меня.
much more
С
comforting.
тобой уютнее.
And she left. So it would have ended, but a couple hours later, Alice returned. Oh. The doorbell rang. Imagine having an impression so good on a woman. You don't even need to give her the D. She just comes back running.
Клайв, пожалуйста, похить меня.
Come again? After voicing her insane request and holding her bag with a trembled hand, she smiled. And cried. The smile on her face was just an artificial dam, ready to collapse at any moment under an influx of emotions, unable to contain the accumulated sadness, loneliness, and despair. What happened to her? Why is she crying? Such questions did not linger in my mind for long because you're horny. The way she looked now. Like I thought. Her pain drew and beckoned. Her vulnerability and tears seemed to cry, lock me away from people, and do what you want to me. Kinky? On my doorstep stood not a sad classmate, but a victim begging her executioner to put her out of misery. What the fuck is this story? What is this plot? Explain. The sight of her made me want to hurt her again. You're a sick bastard. A familiar wave of excitement ran through my body. My breath quickened, my hands trembled with impatience. I wanted to lock myself in with her again and run the blade over that soft skin. I wanted to see how her tears would flow with the drops of blood. Do you want to be kidnapped? Haven't you even considered the possible consequences? Or Alice? I couldn't help it. I roughly grabbed her hand and led her to the same room. We were alone again. All that remains is to take a knife and...
Погоди,
Wait, Clive.
ты хочешь сделать
You want to do this to me?
со мной?
I mean, that was the point. I was gonna do that from the beginning,
Даже несмотря на
Even
то,
though I'm a
что
used
я
product.
использованный товар.
It's okay. We like sloppy seconds. What are you talking about? Alice told me everything. She worked as a prostitute. That explains a lot. That explains so much. Oh my God. I wanted to save money so that after coming of age, I could immediately leave my stepmother and her boyfriend and live separately. Her stepmother's lover liked to molest her, but Alice always locked herself in her room. Today, when she returned home, this man, as always, was drunk. Her stepmother was not at home, and he tried to rape her. This story is making my English not work. She barely fought back and ran away from home, returning to me. She had nowhere else to go.
Теперь ты ненавидишь
Now you hate
меня.
me? I'm sorry I did it. If
Сейчас
I'd known
мне
someone
жаль,
like you
что
would like me.
занималась этим.
Her tears started to flow harder.
Но, пожалуйста,
But please let me stay with
позволь
you.
мне
I'll do
остаться
anything.
у тебя. Я сделаю.
Anything. Those two words stuck in my head. Will she consent to being the victim of my torture? While I was thinking about this, Alice continued to stand, waiting for my answer. I couldn't find any words to say, so I hugged her instead. This embrace was a fleeting impulse, which for some reason I instantly obeyed. And even though I didn't expect it for myself, at that moment, this hug seemed the only right thing to do. This is how we started living together. Oh, wait. Oh, damn. I thought that was fucking Clive. Okay, so this is Edward. Why? What? I'm confused. I'm so lost. Everything is throwing me for a loop. Eyes, bloodshot. Looks like he's been drinking. Seems like a very statured man. Is that a ponytail I noticed in the back? So many unanswered questions. But okay. Clive, are you still awake? Hi, Edward. I need to prepare for tomorrow's test. Good. Just don't overdo it, because I won't ask you to give me high marks. It's enough for me that you're happy. Yes, I understand. Well, I won't bother you. He didn't notice anything. Great. I locked the door and went to the balcony. Alice, you can come in, but quietly.
Все прошло хорошо.
Did everything go well? How did her clothes dry off? Okay. Yes. Initially, I wanted to put Alice in one of the empty rooms, but she was afraid that my uncle would still notice her, so she stubbornly demanded to spend the night with me. My room was spacious, so it was easy to lay another mattress. In theory, Alice would go to school with me. Edward always left the house earlier, so there wouldn't be any problems. On Saturday, we would stay at home, and on Sundays, Uncle did not work, so Alice and I would just walk late until Edward falls asleep. The only problem was that my uncle could come into the room at night, so I started locking up. Since then, I've had many opportunities to talk to Alice. Maybe it's because we started living together. What the fuck? And Edward, you're 17. What? At school, she followed me everywhere. Why are you following me?
А что я должна делать?
What should I do?
Если
If you
ты
would be
будешь
with
со
me, you
мной,
would have various
тебя ждут
surprises.
различные сюрпризы.
What is the surprises? I'm not going to give in to such temptation. Yeah, boy. She came close to me and whispered in my ear, I'ma take that dick.
Даже если ты хочешь
Even if you want
получаться
something to do
на
with me,
заняться,
it's nice. Yeah. You're kidding.
Эй, не делай такое безразличное лицо.
Hey, don't make such an indifferent face. Alice's conversations behavior turned me on every time. Oh, you're a kinky bastard. After a while, I decided to finish what I started. Saturday. Alice, can I tie you up? Okay. Yep, I'm I'm done on that one. Okay, I'm actually gonna save this right here. That threw me for a fucking loop. Oh, I'm gonna save this right here. If you guys want to check out this game for yourself, the link will be in the description box down below. Oh my god. I will play this game some more next time. We will finish the story. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm out.